Bubble Busters!
My name's Akashi. My family owns a watermelon patch. Our hometown is famous for its watermelons, but the ones my grandpa makes are always top rated. I love eating the produce, so I help Gramps in the fields a lot. This year's harvest is looking good too, Gramps.
Yeah, I can't wait until I send them off to market.
Your watermelons are great. So sweet, so juicy.
Well, of course they are. I grew them, done it.
Gramps plays up the country boy thing. It's easier to count the number of people who don't know his melons than the ones who do around here. They're a household name. But one day...
Damn it! I've been had!
What is it, Gramps?
A bunch of those melons I spent so long growing are gone!
You're right. Was it a boar or something?
No, there's no signs of any struggle. I bet a person stole them.
Their quality brings a high price, so someone came along and stole my grandpa's watermelons. What kind of jerk would do this? I bet more of them will show up later. We should be ready for them.
The hell are you talking about?
I told Gramps about setting up security cameras and traps. We put cameras around the greenhouse and set up sensors to detect humans. Then we put an electric fence around the greenhouse's perimeter with a sign that read, "Danger! High voltage!" Electric fences are sold as pest control devices. They'll give you a jolt, but not nearly enough to be life-threatening.
Well, high voltage is kind of a fib. It'll scare the pants off of people.
Right? Just a little jolt won't keep anyone away. That's how Gramps and I fortified the greenhouses. A few days after that, one night when we were fast asleep, we heard the alarm at the greenhouse go off. That meant the sensors had detected something nearby.
Emergency battle stations! All hands on deck! What? An intruder? Two-pass-hole!
Gramps grabbed his catchpole and ran off. Pretty spry for someone his age.
Charge!
Gramps got to the greenhouse and found a stranger collapsed on the ground.
Huh? Who's this?
He's knocked out cold. That's funny. The electric fence shouldn't be strong enough to do that.
Hey! You're gonna wake up or what? What happened? What the hell are you doing around my greenhouse? You some kind of thief? No, I'm not. I was just taking a walk nearby and...
At this hour, not likely.
Hey, it's a free country. I can take a walk whenever I want.
Then why were you KO'd right next to the greenhouse?
Well, it was so dark I couldn't see where I was going. And I yearned straight to the electric fence. Don't you think it's dangerous to run cables like that around here?
The man claimed he was taking a walk in the dead of night and just happened to run into our electric fence. No matter how you sliced it, though, he was inside the fence's perimeter. It was so fishy that I called the cops right then and there. Police showed up a few minutes later.
It's not true! I didn't do anything! I touched the fence by accident and got knocked out!
Then answer the question! Why were you inside the fence?
Now, both of you calm down.
We've got security cameras set up. Should we look at the footage?
Yes, let me see.
So we ended up checking the camera footage with the police. The footage showed the man climbing a tree to jump over our fence and then acting suspiciously inside our greenhouse. How do you explain this? You jumped our fence on purpose, didn't you?
Oh no!
Since you were on their property, that's trespassing.
The next thing that showed up in the footage was the man falling over where he stood. He must have felt a shock right then. The man begged and pleaded, but the camera didn't lie. The footage of him jumping our fence was enough evidence for the police to take him away. Yesterday was a real shocker, huh, Grabs?
Yeah, you can say that again! That bastard deserves whatever the cops give him!
At least we caught him before he stole anything. Filing the police report has been a chore.
Finish your reports or whatever on your own time. I got some melons to grow.
And then Gramps and I went into the greenhouse.
Huh? Something's funny.
We couldn't see it the night before. There was a hole open in the greenhouse's wall. And what's more, the climate controller's cable was cut.
What the hell? The greenhouse and the cable's busted up?
This is where as far as the burglar came last night. Did he do this?
That son of a bitch! You tried to break into the greenhouse?
Now I get it. He must have gotten shocked when he cut this cable. I thought it was weird for him to be knocked out by that weak electric fence.
Serves his dumbass right.
We'd better have these repaired. I contacted a lawyer after deciding figuring out the details of all this would be difficult.
I'm free the day after tomorrow, so let's meet to discuss things then.
Okay, thank you. We couldn't see the lawyer for 2 days, but I was glad I called. But then something unexpected happened. The thief showed up at our house with a lawyer of his own. You got a lawyer? What's your angle? The high voltage fence you erected knocked my client unconscious, causing him grave injury. You don't have the right to run such high-powered cables that could harm others. Someone could lose their life with a single misstep. So you say, but we just put it up to creep criminals out, you know?
I just crossed the fence. I didn't steal anything. And look at what that cost me. People think I'm a criminal. You'd better pay me back.
My client has a claim against you. We're suing you for damages. Wait, you're suing us? What a rotten day.
The hell for? We ain't done nothing wrong.
You tell him, Gramps. Do you know anything about what happened? Well, I doubt you'd listen. This guy tried to break into our plantation and now we're getting sued for it? Gramps and I knew we were in for a hard fight, so we turned over our evidence together. He won't get away with this! Trouble Busters!
Trouble bustin'!
Gramps! I brought the thief and his lawyer to the greenhouse. Take a look at this. I showed them the cut cable and greenhouse wall. It's obvious somebody cut these, isn't it? We have your client on camera rummaging around right here.
The fence says high voltage, but it's only enough to give you a little jolt. The sign's just a bluff.
What? But my client was knocked unconscious by a high voltage shock. Well, believe him all you want, but he got knocked out because he cut this cable. He was trying to break into the greenhouse. You still want to defend this guy? The lawyer looked a little bit troubled by my words. It was because the thief was lying about getting shocked by the fence, when it was really from cutting the cable.
It was pitch black that night. You couldn't see, so you must have goofed and cut this here cord. Dumb crooks get dumb loot. You get what you deserve.
The lawyer fell silent. The thief kept up with his story, saying he wanted to go to court. I'll explain the court proceedings as simply as I can. It went down like this. My client had no criminal intent. He happened to cross the electric fence, and the scissors he had accidentally cut the greenhouse's cable. Thus, he was shocked. My client is the victim.
Objection! Crossing that fence in the first place makes him guilty of trespassing. And cutting the greenhouse cable is an additional crime. Being shocked was his own fault.
That's how things went. It was obvious the thief was going to lose. In the end, his claims were denied. He had to pay us in damages instead. You already know the result, but the affidavit read, the thief knew Gramps' watermelons were expensive, so he was trying to steal them and sell them off. After that, we fixed the greenhouse and cable. Then we fortified our defenses. Great that the thief's been taken care of and things are back to normal, eh, Gramps?
Hey, Akashi, I want to ask you to do something groovy or whatever you hipsters today are talking about.
I made a video at Gramps' request. It was the footage of the thief trespassing. I completely blurred out his face and body, of course. Then I added a slogan to the video.
That's a riot! Bet that thief would never think he'd be our spokesman.
I'll go ahead and upload this then. The video got tons of views and orders for Gramps' watermelons poured in. I always knew the watermelons were out of this world. Now the attempted burglary is a huge ad campaign. I like growing watermelons too, so I'll keep helping Gramps make them the best we can. Trouble Busters!
My name is Adam. I work in construction. It's a pretty tough job, but it's worth it. I've always wanted to do this kind of work, so I have a lot of fun. A few years ago, I married a woman called Lucy and have been living a happy life ever since. She's the best! One day, Lucy's little sister Sheila announced her engagement, so we went to her house to see her.
Lucy! Sheila's finally getting married. I'm still surprised you found a husband first. Don't let me in with Lucy. She must have panicked and grabbed whoever was closest. It took me a long time to find the right guy. Oh, really? I just thought it was because nobody would look your way.
They started being rude to Lucy the moment we came through the door. It seems that they've always treated her like this. Plus, I feel like they dissed me too. Ever since she was a child, Lucy was good at studying, but apparently, her mother thought that smart children were disrespectful. So, when her sister turned out to be not as good as her at studying, her mother started to favor Sheila more. Sheila grew to copy her mother's attitude toward Lucy, and would bully Lucy, calling her an ugly bookworm and such. I guess there's no helping it, since she's an idiot. It's a horrible story, but even though they're related by blood, Sheila and her mother would treat Lucy as though she were an enemy. As for her father, he had already passed away a few years ago. In other words, Lucy's family was in a versus situation, with Lucy in one corner and her mother and sister in the other. Congratulations on your engagement, I guess.
I don't need a construction worker like you congratulating me.
How rude can you get? Shall I reconstruct that brain of yours? Come to think of it, I'm surprised your fiancé agreed to marry you.
Huh? Did you say something?
Nope, you heard wrong.
I guess the gap between sisters can be seen in their choice of husbands, too. Sheila's going to marry a man working in a famous IT company. In comparison, Lucy's married to a construction worker. Mom, don't be so rude. But it's the truth. No matter how much of a smartass you are, I guess you have no taste in men.
Can I go home? Why do I have to listen to how great my sister-in-law's fiancé is? And get dissed in the process. What a horrible day. God damn it.
Anyways, congrats. Can we go home now? Wait. Lucy can come to the wedding, but Adam can't.
Huh? I don't want to go anyway, but why?
Because it's embarrassing if people find out that my sister's husband is working in construction, of course. I don't accept you as family, so you can't come. And don't breathe here either. Sheila, how dare you? What's wrong? You're allowed to come. It'll look weird if you don't come, actually. Just pretend you're single, okay? Why should I act like I'm single for your sake? If you're not going to invite Adam, then I'm not going either. Lucy, you're the older sister. Don't be selfish. I'm being selfish? This is so stupid. I'm leaving.
I guess we had a good time? After being thoroughly badmouthed by my in-laws, we went home without speaking a word, but I knew that we felt exactly the same way. I couldn't believe it, but it seems that they called us to their house just to tell me not to come to the wedding. They're seriously beyond help. A while after, we received my sister-in-law's invite in the post. Only Lucy's name was written, and my name was nowhere to be seen. Lucy was really pissed off.
I swear I'm not going.
She circled decline and sent it back. Then, Sheila called her, angry.
Lucy, what do you mean by decline? Because you said to Adam that he's not family. If you're going to say something like that to my husband, then I'm not going. If he's not family, then I'm no longer family too. I've already told my fiancé that I've got an older sister. You've gotta come or I'll look bad. Then you've gotta invite Adam too. It'll look just as bad if I don't come with my own husband. No way! I don't want to call someone like him to my wedding. Then I'm not going. See you, but I won't.
Was that Sheila?
She was looking down on you, as always. I'm definitely not going to her wedding.
Lucy seemed angrier than ever and announced once more that she wouldn't be going. But this must have annoyed them because my in-laws came all the way to our house to complain.
You! It's your own little sister's wedding, and you say you're not going? Oh wait, Is it because you're jealous of my super elite, handsome, darling fiance? I told you before, if you don't invite Adam, I'm not going. Give up and go home. You're still going on about that? Like I said, I don't want some low-level construction worker coming to my wedding. Why can't you understand that? You're so stupid.
They're still making an idiot of me. I was watching from another room, but I finally lost my patience with my sister-in-law. I can't let them step all over me like this anymore. I won't forgive them. Time for the trouble busters. Hello. Good day to you. I'm the lowly construction worker.
What do you want? Why are you so upbeat?
According to you and your mom, my job is too inferior for your taste. I'm the king of inferiority. If I went to your wedding, I'd probably ruin it.
Oh, it seems that you finally understand your position. See, Lucy, stop being stubborn and come to my wedding. To be honest, if someone as unfriendly as you came, it would be problematic. But we'll let you come because you have to look like a good family. Be thankful for that.
Aw, they're trying this hard. Why don't you go for their sake?
But...
I whispered into her ear. Just follow my lead, okay?
Okay.
Lucy will go to your wedding. Don't worry.
You finally understand. Then I'm looking forward to the wedding presents.
After promising that Lucy would attend, they both went home in a good mood.
Adam, why would you say that I would go?
I thought it would be good to just tell them that for now. If you keep on declining, you'll just get more annoying.
Yeah, I guess. They were probably prepared to stick around until I agreed.
You can just cancel on the day. They've gone too far with their insults. You're not obliged to go.
That's true. I can just say I have a fever or stomach, back, or even joint pain on the day and make excuses not to go.
On the surface, Lucy had told them she would attend, but in truth, she had no intention of going. It's a planned sudden cancellation, but that rude and selfish little sister deserves it. On the day of the wedding,
I wonder who this is. Hello? Hello? I'm the mother of the groom. You're Sheila's older sister, aren't you? Why aren't you here? What? Nice to meet you. Why do you know my number? To hell with that! Tell me why you're not here. Hey, please don't copy me.
That's John Krasinski's line. Lucy, who's that?
Sheila's fiance's mom. She seems upset that I'm not coming.
Let me say something. Hello, this is Lucy's husband.
A husband? I thought she was single.
The truth is, we're married, but Sheila's lying to you. Apparently, it's because she doesn't like that I'm working in construction.
Huh? What do you mean?
Sheila said, construction workers are so inferior. You're not family, so don't come. Just like I was told, I'm not going, since we're not family.
Sheila said that?
Yes, Lucy said that she didn't want to go to her sister's wedding if Sheila was going to say stuff like that, so she's still at home. Please enjoy your wedding, with all your fancy jobs and stuff. I said my part and ended the phone call. It seemed she still had something to say, but to be honest, she seemed like the annoying type, so I didn't want to talk anymore. Well, I've said what needed to be said, so it should be okay. The situation got much worse a few hours later. After the wedding, my mother-in-law and Sheila came flying through the door, crying.
What's wrong, Sheila? Because of you, my fiance canceled the engagement. How are you going to fix this? You canceled the engagement? You're a horrible daughter. How could you do this to your little sister?
Please, explain what happened. According to the both of them, the groom's mother went straight to Sheila, asking if my story was true. In the beginning, Sheila was trying to cover up the truth, but she was making things up as she went along, so the groom's mother felt she was suspicious. The groom's mother then told her son what I had said about looking down on my work in construction, and about how Sheila had covered up my existence. The groom himself was outraged by his fiance's attitude. Don't you understand just how significant construction work is in the world? There's no superior or inferior when it comes to jobs. What? Did you only want to marry me because of where I work? My position?
That's not true. It's because I love you.
Oh really? What if I were to quit and get a job in construction? Would you make an idiot of me, calling me the lowest of the low?
That's...
And so, the bride and groom had a massive fight, moments before their own wedding. On top of that, the parents of each were dragged into the argument, and it became a battlefield. In the end, Sheila's fiance said, "I can't marry a woman that thinks like that," and the ceremony was cancelled. Furthermore, he cancelled the engagement on the spot too. Her fiance's a good guy. I wonder why he proposed to her in the first place.
Adam, you're thinking out loud. The both of you! How dare you break up my wedding like that?
You broke up your own wedding. Think carefully. Remember what your fiance said.
It's all your fault that Sheila's wedding was ruined. You better watch yourselves.
Ooh, what are you going to do? After crying and making a scene, my in-laws finally went home, screaming that they would sue us as they left. After that, they really did get a lawyer and attempted to sue us. But, of course, they didn't have a good enough reason or proof to see it through. If anything, Sheila's ex-fiancé was on her back about the cancelled wedding fees and such. He had demanded she pay the cancel fees for the entire wedding and compensate the wedding presents from the guests.
Sheila's thinking is finally bitter in the ass, so I hope she learns a lesson from all this.
Either way, it's likely we won't meet anymore, so I don't care. If she hadn't looked down on my work that time, she might have still been able to marry him. We had cut our ties with my in-laws, so we haven't met them at all. Lucy's finally been freed from her horrible mother and sister, and looks like she's having more fun. Sheila was saying to me that I wasn't family, but I guess she never imagined that her fiancé would cancel their engagement. There's a lot of different jobs in the world, but there's no ranking for what's better and what's not. People that look down on and discriminate against other jobs will get their just desserts. I hope Sheila's ex is happy. Troublebusters. My name is Adam. I'm working in a certain hotel. Our hotel is often used for dinners and parties. We have a reservation for tomorrow night from a certain company for their New Year's party. I'm still new at this job, so it'll be a first for me to deal with a New Year party. I hope I don't get caught by some drunks. Just before that party, our manager, Lucy, gathered all of the staff, saying that she had something important to say.
Well, about tomorrow's New Year's party, I have something I'd like you all to cooperate with.
What? It seems pretty serious. What's gonna happen? Lucy gave us the most unbelievable instruction. I was about to experience the worst party of my career. The day of the New Year's party, all of the staff kept Lucy's instructions in mind and got to work. Apparently, the client's company was rather large, as a CEO, a section manager, and a lot of employees were attending. However, none of those employees were smiling. They were all looking down into their laps, expressionless, as though they were bored of listening to a school principal's speech. In the midst of that weird atmosphere, the New Year's party started.
Adam, can you check the tables and serve more food if they're running out?
Yes, ma'am. About yesterday's orders, are we really...
Shh, just do as I say.
And so, the New Year's party began. First, the CEO, representing the company, made a speech.
Well, thanks to all your hard work this year, we've made very good progress. This must also be thanks to me, who raised you all into such great employees.
The CEO made such typically horrible jokes as he made his speech. But all of the employees were completely ignoring him. They were all doing as they please, drinking and eating. Some were even speaking or using their phones.
It seems that young people nowadays can't listen to what their seniors are saying. If you keep that attitude up, none of you will be successful.
He must have gotten angry at being ignored, because the CEO started to complain. Even so, the employees were still acting as though he didn't exist. The CEO kept mumbling on, but it seemed like nobody had any interest. So he returned to his own seat without even finishing his speech. Next up was a section manager.
Well, today is the New Year's party, so usually I would refrain from lecturing, but I can't overlook this. You're all being incredibly rude to the CEO.
The section manager was outraged by the employees' attitudes towards the CEO.
You young people, with your phones and your chit-chat, you don't have any concentration at all.
His speech was more of a lecture rather than a speech, but he was also ignored after all. Most of the employees were now talking, so the section manager's voice was lost in the sea of conversation. Just like the CEO, the section manager gave up and returned to his own seat.
Hey, Jade, pour me a drink.
Smith, the other day I found a plastic figure I've been looking for ages.
Jade, are you listening to me?
Johnson, what are you planning to do for this year's Comic-Con? I think I might cosplay.
Jade, what's with that attitude?
There must be a mosquito or something flying around.
The CEO and section manager were still being ignored by all of the employees. I wondered why these two were being treated like this. It seems that there was a valid reason. So, let's turn back time to when Lucy was giving us our instructions yesterday.
Well, about tomorrow's New Year's party. No matter what happens, I'd like you to keep quiet and not interfere.
Huh? What do you mean? Is it a pro wrestler's New Year's party? Are they going to fight?
Of course not, you fool. The truth is, I've been told about a certain plan devised by someone from the company.
Plan? Seems like a pretty big deal. Could it be a surprise proposal or something?
All of the employees are cooperating to get their revenge on their horrible boss and manager.
Aw, proposal's not even close. I wanted it to be something much happier. According to Lucy, the CEO and section manager's oppression was terrible. Most of the employees had had enough, so they had come together for the New Year's party to get back at them. Like that, we would be cooperating with the revenge too. It's got nothing to do with me, but I won't forgive them. Troublebusters! After being ignored for so long, the CEO finally lost his temper and began to shout and rage. He was pushing employees that were seated nearby and was screaming at anyone in the vicinity. He was struggling so much. Plates were falling from the table, crashing down to the floor loudly. However, we had already been given instructions not to interfere. I cleared up the plates quietly, like a robot without any emotion. Midway, the irritated CEO shouted that I was in the way. It's work, but what a horrible day. After that, the New Year's party was just pure chaos. The CEO and section manager were pissed off. The employees were still ignoring them. At this point, the two who were being ignored were more like clowns. Sad clowns, stuck in the corner, with no one to pay attention to them. The chaotic party was finally about to end. One woman, who had been quietly drinking until now, stood up and took hold of the microphone.
Test?
What? Jade, are you going to make a joke or something? She usually doesn't have any sense for jokes. I wonder what she'll show us. How about you dance around naked then?
All of us employees will be taking you both to court.
What?
The both of them were making faces, as though they'd swallowed something down the wrong pipe.
We've all endured enough of your harassment. We can't take it anymore.
Whoa, it started. Oh, life's dramatic. Yep.
What are you talking about? When did we ever do something like that?
You've done a lot up until now.
We have evidence too. Shut up! You don't have the right to talk back to me like that!
I didn't expect anyone to make any comments. Oh well. Anyway, we'll be taking you to court. Prepare yourselves.
After hearing the word court, the CEO and section manager seemed to be panicking, but the employees were serious and didn't hold back how angry they were with their glares.
Well, now that we've made that clear, let's go home.
Yeah, we don't have the time to hang around with these two.
The next time we meet will be in court.
Our battle has only just begun.
She's acting like she's in a movie. All of the employees left the hall, looking like they were in better spirits. Well, they've drunk plenty too. I'm not surprised. The only ones left in the hall were the CEO and the section manager, looking lost. Just like I had promised Lucy, I didn't talk to them at all and continued tidying up silently. Of course, all the other hall staff were doing the same. The hall became empty, and finally, the CEO and section manager left too. They had been standing pretty aimlessly, so it must have been quite a shock. And so, the unprecedented New Year's party came to a close.
Adam, thanks for your hard work.
Lucy, thank you too.
You must have been pretty surprised by today's situation.
Well, I felt like I had become a robot. It's the first time I understood how Pepper the robot feels.
Well, the woman that made that announcement is my friend.
Really? Lucy told me that the woman who spoke at the end, called Jade, was her friend. They had been talking about her workplace from quite a while ago, and Lucy had wondered if there was anything she could do to help. Like that, they came up with a plan to use the New Year's party as their location of revenge.
We've all come to a decision. We're going to take those stinking managers to court. That's for the best, but what can I do to help? We're planning on booking the hall at your hotel for the next New Year's party. We'll get our revenge there. Huh? Please don't tell me you'll be setting off a bazooka or something. Of course not. We're not on TV. We're going to step all over their pride and embarrass them at the party. Whoa, that's a really simple revenge. Of course, it's not just me. All of us will be ignoring them, no matter what they do or say. I just want to make sure that none of the hotel staff will interfere or say anything. Is that possible? Yeah, it's okay. I'll let everyone know. I'll make sure they don't do anything or say anything. This way we can rip their stupid pride into teeny tiny pieces.
So, the plan to give the CEO and section manager the cold shoulder was to proceed. For the employees, it was their final chance to take their anger out on their managers and embarrass them before they sued them. The hotel staff were ordered to play along so that the plan wouldn't go to waste.
Just as we planned.
Oh no, Lucy's making a really evil face.
Jade said that she had planned to rethink things if the CEO and section manager had apologized, but they didn't reflect on their actions at all.
Well, I'm not surprised. It's only a matter of course the employees wouldn't forgive them if they kept on with that attitude. Anyway, my job was finished too. I wasn't directly involved with the resolution, but I'm glad I could cooperate with the employees. A while after, I heard what happened from Lucy.
Jade told me that her CEO and her section manager were beaten to a pulp by the law.
Beaten to a pulp by the law? That sounds scary.
In other words, the employees won the case.
Oh, really? That's true. I'm glad to hear it.
The CEO and the section manager have been replaced, and it seems the company has changed as a whole.
That's great. I was curious about what would happen after a chaotic party like that. The employees from the party are currently working under a new CEO. It was a strange day for me, but all's well ends well, I guess. Personally, I never want to work at a party with a chilly atmosphere like that again. Troublebusters!
My name is Hillary. I'm 22 and I work part-time at a family restaurant. I'm one of those folks who don't work full-time, but I love my life. The reason is because since I was born, I hated my family. My father is the leader of a Yakuza gang. For this reason, I barely made any friends when I was young. He was notorious in my town, so everyone was afraid of him. Oh, there's Hillary! Let's play together! Honey, you shouldn't get close to that girl. No talking to her either. Okay, Mommy. My life was a complete waste because of my father. If this occupation was literally anything else, I think I would have lived a more fun life. My mother passed on when I was small. I don't have many memories of her. I just wanted to live a normal, happy life. I wanted to laugh with friends, cry, fight, all without being conscious of the public eye. That's why I moved to a city as a complete stranger as soon as I graduated high school. I started to live alone, and I started a job at a family restaurant. I made friends too, and I was having a good time. Now, 4 years after I moved away, I have some concerns. There's this frequent customer. His name is Luke, and he's the son of a politician on the city council. He always comes with a few of his pals, but they have terrible manners. And all things considered, I don't want to interact with them.
Any bozo will listen to what I say if they just take the money.
No kidding. Too funny, bro.
Funny. The other day,
Excuse me, gentlemen. Are you ready to order?
Damn, now you are a cutie pie. Thanks for coming, darling.
Ugh. He says the same bullshit every time I take his order, and I freaking want him to stop. Does the bastard not notice I physiologically despise him? My stress meter skyrockets every time I have to take his order. Makes me wonder how a child can be raised to become a scumbag of these proportions. I'd like to see his parents' faces. I never want to interact with them, but if it's just for taking orders, I can stand it.
Hey, yo. What's the matter, darling? Your face has gotten gray. Are you upset? Are you angry?
Sir, you couldn't be more freaking wrong. I tried my hardest to take their orders, and I vented loads to my coworkers in the back. What is with that toad? Please, can somebody take my place? I can, I just don't want to. Oh, man. Oh, there. A few days came and went in this manner, but then the worst thing happened. I was on cashier duty that day. I had to do the job of getting Luke and his fellow tadpoles to pay. Sure enough, he started talking to me.
My, you're even a cutie, even up close. How about some tea sometime?
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not too big on tea.
Hooky boy here is a son of a politician, you know. He's got the money bags too.
That he does. You should be lucky, girl, catching his eyes so quick.
Huh, that's what's up. So, when should we do it?
The frick is wrong with these guys? Do they really think everyone's gonna love him because he's the rich son of a politician? What a bunch of ignoramuses. Let's strictly refuse his offer here. Troublebusters. I'm terribly sorry. I'm not happy in the least that I've caught your eye. If you think you can get any girl you want using the simple fact that you're the son of a politician with bars of gold under his bed, you're mistaken. Please choose someone else. Unforgivable. They may be customers, but the best medicine for ignorant cretins like this is the cold, hard truth. As proof, Luke's face turned many shades redder.
Who do you think you are? I'm the son of a politician. You think you can get away with this?
Luke suddenly started to wreak havoc. The manager came out and promptly apologized.
Miss Hillary, I must ask of you. That is the son of a politician, and if any problem were to incur involving him, it would become such a mess.
I'm so sorry to have caused you trouble, manager, sir. However, I don't believe what I said to Mr. Luke was wrong in any way.
This is a pickle.
The manager told me he would think about what happened with Luke, and that I was done for the day and I should head home. As I was walking alone down the street that evening, a car came up behind me. I thought I'd gotten on the side of the road and avoided the car, but I fell out of consciousness as I was struck hard. When I came to, I was atop a hospital bed. According to the doctor, a coworker of mine discovered me lying on the road, and I was later transported by ambulance. So I was asleep for 3 days. I should probably call my boss. As I was thinking this, Luke came into the room.
Well now, you sure have bad luck. You refuse my offer, this is what you get.
What? What do you mean?
That day, I saw you walking to what I assumed was home, and I wanted to pull up next to you. I thought I'd ask you again, but I got closer than I thought. Too close. If you hadn't refused my offer beforehand, none of this would have happened.
What the hell? No one holds a grudge that firmly, do they? How the frick were you raised to become a twisted scumbag like you are? I'm sorry, but I'm gonna sue you.
You can't do that. Dad already took care of everything regarding this matter.
What?
No matter what you do, it's pointless. Even if there were witnesses, Dad can easily take care of that.
I knew you were a freaking asshole.
Now when will you stop with that attitude, dear? You better regret ever refusing my offer.
Luke left the room, laughing in a deranged malice. I checked with my coworker who called the ambulance. She apparently witnessed Luke hitting me with his car. But even talking to the police was in vain. They just stared coldly and wouldn't hear any of it. The next day, a truly unexpected visitor came. My only childhood friend, Megan. Her father is part of my father's gang, pretty much his right-hand man. She apparently respects her father and became a Yakuza herself. That was Megan, so she was never afraid to play with me, the daughter of the gang leader, and she respectfully called me Milady. Milady, you seem to have gone through so much. Megan, how'd you know I was here? I know everything about you, Milady. I was always watching over you from the shadows. Seeing you as a waitress in a restaurant was especially awesome. Is that so? And I guess you know about Luke, too. Of course, milady. I'm so sorry that you were involved in an accident with me watching over you. Oh, Megan, it's all right. Is there any way of destroying him? You need not worry. For Luke, the slimeball who did this to milady Hillary, we have an exclusive solution. Exclusive solution? You rest, milady. Leave everything else to me. 2 weeks later, I left the hospital sound and healthy. I explained everything to my boss. I should be good for working starting tomorrow. But that aside, I cannot forgive that dickhead Luke. Megan did mention something about an exclusive solution. Suddenly, she appeared in front of my eyes. Milady, you seem to have left the hospital bright and beautiful. Good, very good. Yeah, thanks so much, Megan. You mentioned an exclusive solution to destroy Luke. What exactly is it? We're about to execute the sentence for his crime. Come, milady. Megan grabbed my hand and started to run. After a few minutes, we came to an alleyway with very few people. There was Luke and 2 other men. They seemed to be talking about something. Let's hide around here. Okay. One of the other men who was with Luke was my father, and the other was I'd never met before.
You prick! What the frick did you do to my daughter? I hope you're ready. Have you forgotten the favor I did you all those years ago? You ungrateful bastard! You were the leader at that time? Are you sure you haven't forgotten a thing? I'm so terribly sorry my idiot son here has done malice to your beloved daughter.
The hell, Dad? What's going on here? You don't need to apologize to any Yakuza.
Foolish boy! This man helped me so much right around the time I got on the city council. I can do whatever I want around here, but no matter what, never cross this man. And you went and ran his daughter over with your car. How could you do this to me? You stupid boy!
What? Protect me, Dad, like you always do.
Shut up! You're not my son anymore. Master, do what you wish with this lowlife. Aye, you there, boy. You only have one reason why you lost this boy. Just one simple answer.
What would that be?
You've made me angry.
Luke was forced into a black car and was taken away. I was also surprised that my father would get this angry over me, but I also felt relieved, really. Master,
Ah, so you're here. Wait, Hillary?
I brought her here.
Don't tell me. You were watching this whole time?
Indeed, Milady and I have taken the liberty.
Hey, you! Foolish girl. I'm embarrassed, being watched the whole time.
Master, your girl is now a beautiful adult. Do you not think it best to tell her how you've been feeling? Megan, what is the meaning of this? Your father had always known you had very few friends when you were younger. He thought that he was the reason why, that his occupation prevented you from making friends. But as leader, it's no easy task to just resign. There are companions he wants to protect. He was so concerned because of the situation, milady. I'm aware you despise your family, our leader, but Master holds you at his highest priority. I'd just like to make you understand that. I don't want you to hate our leader, your father. So that's how it's been. Thank you, Dad. He was the same father I'd hated growing up. It feels wrong to feel like I am right now. A month later, I'd gone back to my regular life with my part-time job. Dad said I'm welcome whenever I decide to come home. But I think I'll hold on to this life a little longer. Looks like Megan is still watching me be an adorable waitress. Plus, something changed. Luke was hired as a new waiter at our restaurant. Luke, hurry up and clean that table!
Sorry!
Ever since he was taken away in that black car, he's changed as a whole, becoming a very timid person. He does everything I tell him to. I think I'll go back home to Dad after I enjoy this life a little bit longer. Troublebusters. My name is Jade. I'm just your regular nerd with a family. After graduating from an art course in university, I was working as a designer. After that, I got married and had a baby. I quit my job, so I'm currently working freelance. I don't know if that's what influenced my daughter, but she likes to draw and paint too. Mom, look! I drew this in art class in school. Let's see. Whoa, you're getting much better at drawing hair in the human body. That's my girl. See, it's because I'm your daughter. When I'm older, I'm going to help you with your work. I'm looking forward to it, Millie. Yeah. We were living an average, normal life, but I wouldn't have exchanged it for anything in the world. I was so happy. Even so, there was one thing that bothered me. Oh, hello. If it isn't Jade. Hello, Sheila. What are you doing in a place like this? Huh? A place like this? I'm just buying groceries for tonight's dinner. What? Both you and your husband are working and you're supposed to be rich, but you still shop in a supermarket like this? Please don't shout like that. Like I've told you before, we're not rich or anything. You're not rich, even though you're both working? Oh, please. Are you looking down on housewives like me? I don't understand how you came to that conclusion, but anyway, I'm a bit busy today, so I'll be going back to my shopping. Oh, I'm so sorry. I get it. Rich people don't have time for poor people like me. Did you see that? As you just witnessed, Millie is friends with Hannah. But Hannah's mom, Sheila, likes to make really spiteful comments. It seems that Sheila thinks it's ridiculous that I get money just for drawing pictures, and is one-sidedly jealous of me. Whenever we meet, she likes to be sarcastic, and on top of that, always tries to make Hannah compete with Millie. But Hannah, unlike her mother, gets on very well with Millie. And I could just ignore Sheila's comments, so it wasn't so serious a problem. But one day, I heard from Millie that her homework for the winter break was to draw a picture. The school would hold a contest to grade the pictures, and the prize winner's work would be put on display when the parents came to visit. That must have been what pushed Millie to work hard every single day, drawing picture after picture. Then the contest came to a close. Millie came home and told me excitedly, "Mom, I came first! I got first place!" I was looking forward to when the parents could visit, when I could finally see her work. But that's when the incident happened. I wonder where Millie's artwork is being displayed. Oh, Millie's mom. I've been looking for you. You're Lucy, Millie's teacher. What's wrong? I'll explain later. Please come with me. Okay. What is this? Lucy showed me a drawing that had been torn up. It had been ripped over and over, crushed and stepped on. It was clear that it couldn't be put back together. Thrown next to the picture was a ribbon that said first place, Millie. Earlier during break, Hannah, we tried to stop her, but we were too late. I'm sorry. Please don't apologize. Where's Millie? She said that her stomach hurt, so she's gone to the toilet. She still doesn't know anything. Oh, was it really Hannah that did this? Yes, I see. While listening to Lucy, I felt that something was off. Sheila definitely didn't like me, but Hannah was different. If anything, I heard that she and Millie got on very well. On top of that, Hannah was a very sweet girl and would apologize as soon as she felt she'd done something wrong. I couldn't believe that Hannah would do something like this of her own accord. Watching Hannah, who was clearly distressed herself, doubts began to swirl inside me. What's wrong? It looks like you're making a big deal out of something. To tell you the truth, Hannah ripped up Millie's artwork. Oh, really? What a silly girl. But I don't think it was on purpose, though. Sheila, you don't have to play dumb. What? What are you talking about? You must know better than anyone else that Hannah wouldn't do anything like this. Oh, I don't know. How can we tell if she did it on purpose or not? She pulled the drawing down from the wall and tore it in two. I don't think it was an accident. Well, at the very least, I'm happy it embarrassed you. On that note, I'm very satisfied. Why would you involve Millie? I hate you, and not just you, everything that has anything to do with you. How could you? That doesn't justify doing something this horrible. What? You don't have any proof. But you're going to make me the bad guy? Ugh, disgusting nerds. You have no common sense whatsoever. Can't believe it. I despise that kind of thinking. What's going on? Millie came back at the worst timing. I panicked and tried to hide the torn drawing, but it was too late. Millie saw her artwork. What happened to this drawing? Millie, I'm sorry. This drawing... Huh? This is weird. Huh? What is it? This drawing has my name on it, but I didn't draw this. My picture was of the sight I saw from my window over the winter break. A snowy landscape. I haven't used any orange colors like this at all. What? Is this true, Millie? Yeah, no mistake. But isn't this Hannah's drawing? She said that she would be drawing the pretty sunset she saw on holiday with her family. Hearing Millie sighed, I finally realized what had happened. At the same time, pure anger welled up inside me towards Sheila. I couldn't believe that she would make her own daughter do something like this. I'll never forgive her. Only the troublebusters can deal with a horrible mother like this. Hannah, this is your picture, isn't it? You didn't want to ruin Millie's picture, so you swapped them, didn't you? Is that true, Hannah? I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize, Hannah. Why did you do this? Mom told me to rip up Millie's picture. She told me that if I didn't, I wouldn't be her daughter anymore, and that she'd kick me out. I was so scared. I'm sorry. Sheila, please explain. What? Of course she's lying. That's enough. How much more do you want to hurt your own daughter? Well, Sheila, what is the meaning of this? What are you doing to your own daughter? No. It's a mistake. A misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? Aren't you embarrassed of yourself? No, but I don't want to hear any excuses. By doing this, I may be going above my rights as a teacher, but I'll be speaking with your husband and your parents about this. Oh, I can explain to her husband for you, Lucy. It'll be easier to talk to him since we're the victims in this situation. Understood. I'll leave it to you. Huh? Oh, wait! My husband and parents have nothing to do with this! Nothing? When they find out their own daughter and granddaughter is being treated like this, I don't think they'll agree. It's just one drawing. Just one? Hannah didn't want to rip up her friend's picture and tore up her own picture instead. Don't you understand how difficult a decision she had to make? Her kindness? What? Why are you so angry all of a sudden? Just as you say, I may be a disgusting nerd that spends all her time drawing, but thanks to that, I know just how hard it is to create one piece of art, and just how much emotion goes into it. You made her rip up her own artwork and even threatened to kick her out if she didn't. You're not a mother. You're not even a human. Jade, it might be a good idea to take Hannah and Millie home. It'll only get more dramatic here. You're right, I'll do just that. What? Wait! Can't take Hannah with you! I can't trust you with Hannah. I'll keep watch over her until your husband comes back from work. After that, even when we got home, Hannah kept on crying. But Millie said, "Let's redo the homework you ripped up." And Hannah finally smiled again. By the time her father had come to pick her up, Hannah had calmed down and was back to her usual self. When they heard about the situation, Sheila's husband and parents and in-laws were all outraged. Her husband filed for a divorce straight away. Because of her financial situation, he was unable to demand compensation or childcare, but he kicked her out, regardless of her lack of savings. Recently, I've heard from other friends that they've caught sight of her in a convenience store, working at the register and walking the streets at night looking tired. After the divorce, Hannah and her father are still living in the same house, and Hannah and Millie are still good friends. Seeing them having so much fun playing on their way home brings a smile to my face. Troublebusters.
My name is Andy. Recently, something shocking happened to me. My beautiful car broke down. I mean, it was a classic, so I suppose I saw this coming. But as a classic automobile enthusiast, the fact that my beauty became junk overnight drove me to despair. I reserved a white parking space for the sake of this car, too. From the start, that area was a space that wasn't being used for anything, and I borrowed the whole space just for my beloved. It was a short distance away from my house, and I'd left my car there for a while, until I heard a neighbor of mine say something strange. "Mr. Andy, did you sell that parking space of yours?" "Parking space?" "The one where you parked your classic." "No, I didn't sell it. I'm hesitating over what to do. That beauty is no more, but my affection lingers, and I'm at a loss." Before I knew what was happening, tears started to run down my cheeks. Yep, my affection for this car is too great, and that's why it's taking so long for me to switch to a different one. Don't cry over something like that, dude. It's like I lost a dear pet of mine, bro. It's so painful. I get it. I understand now. Then, in that case, it's definitely strange. What is? The road in front of the space is a construction site now, and they're using that space to put the materials. What? I hightailed over there as quick as I could. I found the parking space jam-packed with construction materials. Not only that, but there was also a frickin' porta-potty. Furthermore, a bunch of workers had spread a picnic mat there and were eating lunch. What are you people doing here?
The hell? Who are you?
I'm the one renting this space.
Bet.
The other guys threw the empty lunchboxes onto the ground and started to smoke cigarettes. As I looked more intently, I saw an entire section of the space riddled with garbage. When the frick did you start using this space?
A week ago, bozo. You got anything to whine about?
Of course! I didn't know anything about this!
Yeah, we don't care.
It's ridiculous! I'm still paying parking fees for this space!
We don't care about that either.
They also threw their cigarettes onto the ground and started to head back to work. What the hell's going on here? I rang up the owner of the space. "Hello, Mr. Owner, sir? I have something to ask you about that parking space of yours."
Peeking? Young man, I hate needles.
No, not peeking. A parking space. For cars.
For cars.
The owner is hard of hearing. Did you rent out your parking space to a construction company?
Now, see here, young one. Cookout and company are not allowed on the parking space.
It's literally like trying to talk to a dolphin. As an alternative, I decided to contact the city hall and ask for the company in charge of the construction there. As I dug deeper, more and more proof of how blackened and unreliable the company really was came to light. A nagging question at the back of the mind. What caused the city to ask for the service of such a trash company? The next day, I went to their HQ myself. "Excuse me, but could I ask you to stop using my parking space without my consent?" "So, it's you. The one who walks around with good fortune at his side." "Good fortune?" "In any case, you ain't using it, right?" "That's just for now. I'm gonna use it again when I buy a new car." "So that means you don't have a car, do you now?" I don't, admittedly. Which means you aren't using the space, am I right? I suppose so. Then stop frickin' meddling in our business and let us use it. You do realize we're making this road for your convenience, right? Then at least pay me a fee to use the space. The frick? You're joking, right? Huh? Who do you think you are, asking for a fee just for putting a few materials on that space? Just putting a few materials? Have you actually been there? No, I haven't. What does that have to do with anything? The littering is apocalyptic, and you even have a temporary toilet on site. The trash we clean up after the work is done. And people need toilets, right? This is so stupid. By the way, we do have the owner's permission, you know. Lies! It's true. Then show me the contract. Nope, don't have it. It was a verbal agreement. That makes the deal irrelevant. Well then, we'll take everything away. Huh? But everything done on the road will remain that way. Unfinished. That's not... It'll be of some inconvenience to the people around there, but it can't be helped. We'll tell them someone renting the parking space filed a complaint, and we had no choice but to halt everything. You know that'll put me in such a bad spot! You can't blame me, since it's the truth. I guess I'll have to fold on this one. My gosh, what a day! The next day, when I went to the space again, there were more materials piled up.
You again. You know you're really starting to get on our nerves.
I directly asked the owner, and he claims he doesn't remember striking this deal with y'all. Who's the leader here?
That would be me.
So it really was you!
Say anything more and we'll have to shut you up real quick, boy.
We?
Let it be known that our CEO has connections with a Yakuza.
What?
Scared, are we?
I wonder if there's anyone who's so chicken they'd be intimidated by being openly told someone personally knows a Yakuza as though that was something of honor. Alright then. Looks like I have to clean all of this up along with the rest of the garbage. Trouble busters!
I'm not kidding, buddy.
Is that so? I understand. Well then, I will directly call this Yakuza who's pulling the strings for this whole operation, and check with him.
Hey, yo.
I rang up someone I knew. All the workers stood there, motionless in awe. What up, uncle? So, do you know anything about this construction company connected to a Yakuza? Yes, and they went about and threatened me. What? You don't know anything about this? Ah, you know such talk won't convince me, right? Who's threatening me, you ask? Hey yo, Fuzzy Britches, what's your name? The leader of the workers suddenly felt silent. Alright, they're quiet as mice now. Won't say a word. What's that? You're coming down here? Ha, thank you! We'll be waiting. So, someone young's gonna come here shortly. Seems like he wants to ask you something directly.
Hang on just a minute. How are you in cahoots with the likes of them?
Oh, where are my manners? This is who I am. I revealed my police badge as I said so.
The police?
Pleased to meet you. I'm under the police division against violent gangs. Yep, my occupation is a police officer. Plus, I'm part of the division against organized crime.
Please, just a minute. How are a police officer and a Yakuza working together?
Well, that just happens naturally after a bunch of investigations. But in this case, since your company claims to be working together with a Yakuza, this must be looked into more thoroughly.
No, that isn't true.
What isn't? At that instant, a young man from the gang I contacted arrived.
There's no way.
Is this the runt who was saying horse shit? Plus, I don't even recognize him.
What? He's not one of yours?
One of ours wouldn't do such a brain-dead thing.
I see. That would mean this guy's just speaking lies now, isn't he?
That would be correct, yes.
The man cracked his knuckles. Now, violence in front of a police officer would spell disaster, would it not?
Hey, please, hold on.
You tried dragging us into this with your pea-brained lies, huh?
No, I assure you, that was just an attempt at scaring him off. I never dreamed anything like this would go down.
You sure got some moxie, using us as a means to threaten someone.
Help me, please! You're an officer, right? Stop just standing there and arrest this man right now!
The worker ran behind me in cowardice. Well, I'm still gonna report this to your CEO and to the entire city. So, a company that threatens the city's citizens by stating its connections to Yakuza, the same company building that same city's roads. Not exactly ideal now, is it? I just can't leave that be as a police officer.
Oh man.
By the way, this gang is quite annoying, so you better be careful.
Please, forgive me.
Soon thereafter, an investigation into this company was initiated. To our surprise, we found this company was guilty of tax fraud. The wrath of the CEO was directed towards the worker.
You frickin' asshat. It's all your fault. If you hadn't done anything, this would still be a secret. God damn it! Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. CEO, sir. You. Don't you think I'm not gonna come back out without exacting my revenge? What are you gonna do to me? You better prepare yourself. You can run, but you can't hide. I'll chase you until the end of time. Officer, please, don't ever let this man get out, please.
I'm not the one who decides that, bozo! The CEO was arrested, and the mayor felt responsible for hiring the company, so he promptly left office. Such a huge mishap over nothing but a small parking space. But, that aside, at least I can say mission accomplished. Trouble Busters!